And so I'd like to introduce you all to the author, Lauralee. So good to have you with us today.
It's nice to be here.
I'm going to begin by taking a look at the title, because I've talked to so many people about what this book is about, and immediately I mentioned that you wound up, if you will, at Harvard for a while. For a while you graduated, but it took a while to get there. And some people say, oh, that was a movie I saw. And I said, no, that's a different story. So the title of your book, to begin with, and maybe you can offer us an idea as to how that title was chosen, is Learning Joy from Dogs Without Collars.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Everyone always asks about the title. The title actually comes from a line of a poem that I just happened to stumble across when I started writing the book. And the poem is written by some homeless youth that one of my friends worked with. And it's actually the epigraph to the book. And it says, "We are not lost, we know where we are, but our itinerary is chance and weather. We do not believe in destinations, and we are in no hurry. We've learned patience from statues in 1,000 parks and joy from dogs without collars." So I really loved that little piece of poetry, and to me it spoke so much to my experience, having been homeless several times as a child and having waited around in parks with my mom for the shelters to open up again, and kind of being an outsider in a lot of ways in my life. I felt that the poem really showed that you can learn from that perspective, having a different perspective, that you can learn some kind of joy or freedom from seeing things from a different point of view, kind of like those, stray dogs in the park. Maybe they don't have a nice, loving home, but they can go wherever they want to, and they have freedom to see and do things other dogs might not. So that was the title that I chose because it expressed the theme. And a lot of people question it because they say it's a long title, and some people have asked, is this a book about pets? So, I kind of risked that, but I really couldn't think of any other title that really seemed to fit, and so I like it.
Well, I would have to say that, again, about 4 years ago when I was browsing through a bookstore and looking for something to read because I had some time to do that, and I'm looking at a shelf, and this book was there, and the title did catch me, and it caught my attention, certainly, and I said, what is this all about? And so it prompted me to pick up the book, take a look at it, sift through a little bit, and without reading the book right then and there, but sometimes I'll do that. I'll just sort of glance at a page, get an idea of the vocabulary, the writing style, what's happening. And I was impressed, and I said, okay, I need to read this book. So at least from my perspective, the title was sufficient to stop me, get my attention, and then I made a decision and to pick it up, and I read it. For the viewers, it's very interesting that here we are in late 2008 talking together about your book, which was published in, I think, 2003 or so. And it's been a while. And yet, I think you say in the book that you wrote it shortly after, or perhaps in the course of, doing things at Harvard, or pretty much after that period of time. So from 98 when you graduated, is that correct?
Yes.
98. And then in 2003, well, it takes time to write the book, to have it edited, to get it published and printed, so there was that period of time. So it really covers the first, 22 years of your life, or thereabouts?
Yeah, roughly. It starts out with a little bit of history about my mom's growing up.
Sure.
And then it does cover different episodes of my life up through. The book ends at my college graduation, kind of the next step.
Sure.